Up to the moment that we will identify during the afternoon session, when we will open the floor again for the committee members to come up with the questions under Cluster 4, which probably will be followed by some very short break, 5 minutes, for the organization of responses to this cluster by the delegation. And in this way, we will proceed and continue up to the end of our today's dialogue. So now I would like to ask the distinguished delegation, this distinguished head of the delegation, Madam Paunovic, to take the floor and present the responses to our questions.
Zahvaljujem.
I would like to thank you for the questions that were posed, and we'll try to answer the questions in the deadline that we have been given. At the very start, I would like to point out one very important thing is that the Republic of Serbia, besides drafting a lot of legislation and strategies for improvements of the status for economic, cultural, and social sphere in the past period. It was very dedicated in the implementation of these adopted laws, and that is what the Serbian government is trying to intensively do in the next period. We're introducing to the government certain different bodies which will working on the coordination and the harmonization and the monitoring of adopted laws, strategies, and public policies in regard relating to human and minority rights. I would also like to tell the dignified members of the committee that during the participation of the Republic of Serbia in the Universal Review, one of the recommendations we received was the establishment of a mechanism for monitoring of recommendations that Serbia received from these treaty bodies. During the visit of the High Commissioner, Ms. Navi Pillai, once more, it was points out the importance of creating such a mechanism, and together with the Office of the United Nations in Serbia, worked on this in the past period and created preconditions for the new Serbian government to establish for the first time a body and the level of the government which will be monitoring all of the recommendations that Serbia receives from treaty bodies of the United Nations, and that will be a good opportunity with all these obligations and all the tasks that the Republic of Serbia has in the next period be in a very unified manner, coordinated. When we take into consideration a lot of strategies on the level of the Republic of Serbia, a republic body has been established which is dealing with the coordination of public policies and which has a task to better harmonize the process of drafting and also the implementation of all the strategies that are adopted by the government of the Republic of Serbia. At the beginning, I would like to give an opportunity to my colleague Goran Makhorovic to answer the first group of questions which were posed by the members of the committee. Thank you very much. I would like to give some responses in regards to the status of the pact, on the status of the pact on the economic, social, cultural rights, in regards to CPE, the Ombudsman, internally displaced persons, and the High Council, Judicial Council. In regards to the status of the pact, as we said before, the international pact, covenant on social, economic, and cultural rights is a integral part of our legislation, and it's being implemented. According to that, for its implementation, there shouldn't be the adoption of new regulations shouldn't be made. But in any case, provisions and the principles of the covenants have been introduced into the laws that the Republic of Serbia has adopted and which it is implementing in this context. The authorized courts implement the provisions of the covenants, applying the relevant provisions. We do not have accessible information or that one of the courts use or is in a verdict, in its verdict, part of this covenant, but provisions which are relevant for this sector have been used in many court proceedings. I would like to point out a fact that in the Republic of Serbia, at this moment, we are conducting the second round of reforms of the judiciary, which should embellish the state's authorities in regards to the rights of citizens. Although there have been a lot of pressures, we have been undertaking a lot of efforts. The courts, the Constitution has given more authority to the High Judicial Council, ensures and guarantees the independence of judges and courts. So in the near future, we really expect that we'll see verdicts where there will be concretely parts of the International Covenant of Social, Economic, and the Cultural Rights. In regards to the High Judicial Council, the High Judicial Council has 11 members, and as we have already said, comprises the president of the Cassation Court, the Minister of Judiciary, and members of. So the presidency, the chairman is the president of the Cassation Court, and also this council, the High Judicial Council, Mr. Dragomir Milojevic. In regards to where the ombudsperson and the commissioner for gender equality, those are two independent state bodies for the protection of human rights, which are established in the Republic of Serbia. In this field, we have to point out to the significance of recommendations that we received from the committee, relevant committees, who are monitoring the implementation of principles and treaties. And one of the recommendations was the adoption of the law on the prohibition of discrimination, and we also got recommendations on the establishment of an ombudsperson. In the Republic of Serbia, we achieved this, and the ombudsperson or ombudsman or the citizens protector, the law on the protector of citizens was adopted in 2005. In 2007 he started working, and according to information that we have available, according to complaints and his own initiatives in 2012, there were 3,957 complaints, appeals, in regards to which were filed with the ombudsman, and in 2013 4,705. In regards to legal initiatives in 2012, there were 20, and 2013 349. In regards to other citizens who approached the ombudsman, there were 15,513, and in 2013 17,950. With the conclusion of these activities in 2012 and 2013, the 19,115 in 2013, 23,013. 1,053 recommendations were sent. With all of the statistics, you can see that the activities of the ombudsperson was very extensive. And in regards to the classification of complaints which you asked us about,